Welcome to the show. You guys know by now, it's just going to start laughing because that's where all the fun stuff is. It is my honor, my pleasure to introduce my friend Lisa Barnett. Barnett? Yeah, okay, I said
Yeah,
that right. And
that's right.
she is your go-to lady on the Akashic Records, and you're in for a real treat. I'm not even gonna pause and like tell you all about it. I'm gonna let Lisa tell you about it. So, for anybody who may not be familiar, I know we've got a lot of people who know what the Akashic Records are, but do you want to give like a little lowdown on what the Akashic are?
Absolutely. So the Akashic Record is the recording of your soul's journey, actually, the whole journey, which is infinite. And so from the moment you individuated from Source, you energetically started recording a library for yourself. This energy, which is stored in what we call the Akashic field, it is part of the quantum field, it is part of source energy. So, of course, there is no time and space in the Akash, and we can have every person has their own beautiful little library and team of librarians who are in service to you to help you understand who you've been as a soul throughout this time space continuum that we are on earth. And so a lot of it's earthly, and a lot of it is also galactic. So there are galactic records, there are the Akashic records, there's the Akashic records, there is Cosmania, there are levels of records.
What
I
are
know.
those other levels? What are the other thing? I've only ever heard of the Akashic. What are the other ones?
Well, the Akasha is I don't even know if I can explain it. The Akashic records are basically the recording more of our soul's journey on these planes, like earthly planes, maybe these lower 26 dimensions or like
Hmm.
that, right? Where we
Hmm.
are angelic and all sorts of other, things, right?
Yeah.
Um, I mean, we do it all, right? I've had draconian lives. People are like, "Oh my God, that's awful," but
Not really.
we're playing the game full on, and so
Yeah.
we do it all. And the easiest records for most people to access are their earthly lives,
Okay.
and the reason that that's useful is that because your soul wrote a whole big plan
Hmm.
before you came in this time, and it's helpful when we understand the soul contracts we wrote, the karmic patterns we want to work on, who we were going to support, what we want to learn about, right? Um, all of those, aspects of this life. What gifts and talents did you want to bring back to Earth this time or into your life this time? So, all of that, your soul plan. As a matter of fact, it's one of my latest books. Your soul
Ooh,
has a plan,
cool.
right?
Yeah.
I'm looking, it's all blue too. We were joking about the blue. This one matches my shirt.
We cannot escape blue, neither Lisa nor I.
My nails match my water, right? It's anyway,
My eyebrows match your t-shirt.
right?
Yeah.
I love it. I know. It's always surprising to me that I haven't dyed my hair blue yet.
Yeah, me too.
Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And I love that you're like, yeah, yeah, I love that you own that. You're like, I totally did draconian lives. It's totally fine because we do. It's like if you're gonna play full out in the game, you're gonna go full throttle. I don't care
Right.
what I'm gonna be, how I'm gonna act, and I know I can get out of it. Like I know that's not who I am, but I'm gonna try every outfit on.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's why we come back. Most of us, or most of the people that I do readings for, honestly, are over 50 or at least over 40, right? Because
Yeah.
we've been coming back again and again and again. We've been really stuck in this karmic pattern and cycle of life. It's time to break free. We have freed it up in the Akashic field, in the higher realms. But
Mhm.
yeah, yay, we need to get it and own it and move out of victimhood and realize that we are the ones who wrote the plan, who
Yeah.
made the choice, right?
Yeah.
Nobody did anything to us. We said, I'm going to go into that family and I'm
Mhm.
going to end abuse in that family lineage. I'm going to go into that whatever body and come
Hmm.
to understand and heal, say, something. So I can share that with other people. So
Yeah.
even our greatest challenges, even our greatest traumas and pains, doesn't mean they aren't traumatic and painful.
Yeah.
But the truth is that we, as an infinite soul, said, I'm going to do that because I want to learn that and share that and teach that with other people, or learn how to heal other people. Um, and so we usually do it through some kind of challenge that triggers us, and that allows us to reclaim our greatest gifts. So again, people often will say those kinds of things where your greatest challenge can be your greatest gift. But to me, I don't know, the challenge is the gift, but if it triggers you, if it triggers you to become spiritual, to wake up, to
Yeah,
learn different things, and reclaim these gifts you've already honed in a bunch of other lifetimes,
why not?
then it's all worth it, right?
Yeah. I like to see it as almost like a sports team. We're kind of like on a sports team and we come to the planet, it's like, let's see how let's go for it, right? Like let's master this move, or it's almost like it's a fun competition. Maybe not when it's hard and traumatizing, but like it your
Right.
soul, I think, kind of is like, yeah, bring it on, baby. Bring it on.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we come really, in all these different ways. And
Yeah.
um, I have not always been the first person who's been excited about being, embodied again. you
No.
know, I had a lot of moments in my early first 20 years of my life
Yeah.
where I was totally pissed off that I was back.
Yeah.
Um, and yet, over time, I think what happens is that we wake up, and sometimes we wake up slowly. I was
Mhm.
awake at 3, and then I went back to sleep. Then I woke up again at 13 when my best friend died, right? All of these
Ah.
kinds of traumas and triggers are
Mhm.
actually part of what we often put into a plan
Mhm.
to help us wake up again,
Mhm.
to
Mhm.
to change. And
Yeah.
so I was working with somebody a couple weeks ago, and they were having a reading. They wanted to figure out, like, around money, like abundance. How come I can make money, but it just flows through my hands like
Mm.
water, right? And
Yeah.
and I why? And the record keeper said, you wanted money as your trigger. You can make it, you just don't know how to have it. Right? It's like you have the manifestation down pretty well. You get that you're a pretty powerful soul, but you
Yeah.
don't understand why and what that is. So literally, for like that person, the money was the trigger to start studying spiritual work,
Oh, neat.
right? So
Yeah.
money, I mean, depending for
Mhm.
her, and when we're kind of having that conversation, it was like she wasn't destitute. She wasn't, really born in kind of traumatic poverty or anything like that. It was just, doesn't matter how much money I make, it's never here. I am always living paycheck to paycheck. It doesn't matter, kind of thing. But we literally write these challenges into our soul's plan so that we can go like, oh my gosh, there must be something I can do. What can I know? What can I remember? To me, the Akashic Records is that huge library of who you are and what you can remember about
Yeah.
who you are. And so right now, historically, in this time, right?
Yeah.
Um, it is time for us to really remember who we are as ancient, wise, infinite souls who are creator beings. I mean, we are source energy, right? We are pure creator energy. And so
Mhm.
we get to be that
Yeah.
embodied. And that's kind of the next step of where we are. So that's very exciting.
Woo, next step. Woohoo. I think we've all been cheering for this part here. Yeah, we've definitely been cheering. Okay, and so how often when people come into like the whole Akashic Records are like, whoa, like it blows their mind to have this kind of stuff told to them or the permission to remember it. Like it's got to be a little bit intoxicating.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. I mean, I think one of the things that the clients often will say, or students will kind of outside of like, wow, right? Wow, I
Yeah.
was that, you
Wow.
know,
Yeah.
but they often will say, oh, it makes so much sense. And it's odd, it can seem like a really random thing, like whatever the trauma they're having, the block they're experiencing, and the record keepers are like, well, you shut down all your clairs because you didn't want to get killed for that anymore. And so, in a sense, we are the ones again who have closed down our clairvoyance, our clairaudience, and so when I say, oh, well, that was that time you were burned at the stake, or, that was the time, that you were part of the Inquisition and you killed a bunch of people and you said, I will not access this kind of gifts or this power again. And
Yeah.
so we literally make ourselves small. We shut ourselves down
Hmm.
because of many of these lives. And then we understand it in a almost cellular level, right? And we grok it, right? It's like you see, feel, hear, know, you just get it in every cell of your body. And all of a sudden life makes sense. Even some kind of random story about getting killed, you're like, oh yeah, that has so stopped me from standing up and stepping out.
Right. Yeah. It's funny how that stuff can just be like, it feels like just like an instant dissolver. Like, ah,
Yeah,
yes, there's the reason.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
is, and that's
Yeah.
powerful and
Yeah.
phenomenal when you can realize that just by that understanding, that deep understanding, it's not a, learning or book knowledge, right? It has to
Hmm.
be that cellular
Yeah.
receiving of truth, right? It's really that truth with a capital T. And you're like, that is life changing truth, right?
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and it does all sorts of very cool stuff for us because it helps us to realign also as a
Hmm.
soul. All right, so when we start to think about why am I having a hard time, whether making money or finding my purpose or finding love or being healthy, um, whatever it might be, all of the above, it really, in a big way, has to do with alignment. Again, I would say to your soul's plan,
Hmm.
because when you write a plan, this is what your soul wants to do. This is the mission, and then, of course, we come in, we have total amnesia, and, we're floundering about, um, getting little inklings. And if you can follow those, right? Those
Oh,
little small voices, right?
yeah.
That little, yeah.
Yeah.
And 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 you're kind of lining up slowly but surely. But to me,
Yeah.
again, the great gift of being able to access your own Akashic records is that it is um, opening doorways, but really, kind of deeply educating your soul to realign to your soul's path and plan and contracts
Mm.
and gifts and wisdom, so that you can easily walk that path, that it becomes really clear for
Yeah.
you.
Oh, oh, that's fantastic. Yeah. Who doesn't like clarity, right? Like, let's make this a little bit easier.
That's all
Oh,
I ever want. Just make it easy and clear, right? I
make it easy and clear and fun. Yeah. I'll laugh a little bit along the way too.
mean, yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
And then we were talking about, oh my gosh, you said you were talking about this person you worked with, and I had never heard of this before, and I really
Mm,
want to drop this in here. And it was the
yeah,
Rishi. Can we
yes.
let's talk about the Rishi. That was so cool.
Yeah. So to me, again, one of the beautiful gifts of having an Akashic reading, and or
Yeah.
but to me, the even better gift is to learn to read your own records for yourself,
Oh.
because that means that you can go into that library of you,
Mm-hmm.
which has thousands or millions of books, and truly understand who you are, not just, this life and the plan you wrote here, which is very, very important. But again, most of us have had 500, 600, 800 lives on earth, all those gifts we've honed, and all those things we've done. So we are so much more than just little humans. So
Mm-hmm.
when I go into the records and do readings for people, sometimes I see them as like a big, big angelic being, not
Mm-hmm.
just guardian angel. Guardian angels are good. I mean, and there's 9 levels of angelic beings. The guardian
Mm-hmm.
angels being that 9th level, and they're closest to humans, and we actually can trade places. So we have soul family that are part of our guardian team, and then maybe in the next life you might go and be that person's guardian when they're in a body.
Yeah.
But sometimes we're huge angels, like seraphim angels, which are
Mm-hmm.
these big 2nd level, holders of sound and creation.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You go, wow, really? I mean,
Wow.
that's not even earthly. But one
Yeah.
of the things I love and teach my students is, you can ask about, show me a lifetime which I was enlightened on
Oh.
earth, right?
Yeah.
Angelic realm, very cool and powerful, but what
Yeah.
about, what about earthly stuff? And so, yeah, so I was doing a session with somebody, and really for the first time, my experience was seeing, um, he looked like a very ancient guru or
Mm-hmm.
rishi. I mean, I got rishi, and I was
Mm-hmm.
like, the rishis. I know the rishis lived back. I don't know if anybody has a date, but to me, it feels like about 4,000 BC or so.
Yeah.
And the rishis actually were enlightened beings, and there were supposed to have been 7 of them.
Mm-hmm.
And they wrote physical records about the souls who would be on the earth during the golden age, this shift into the age of Aquarius, which is
Yeah.
exactly where we are now. So the rishis wrote about us, basically, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And and it's, I mean, it's so fun and exciting to see that these aspects of a soul. So this was the aspect. So if you imagine that there is no time and space,
Mm-hmm.
every life we live is an aspect of a huge, is an aspect of your huge soul,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Okay.
So I think, to try and put it simply, if you imagined you had 500 lifetimes on earth, there would be 500 aspects of your soul that have had earthly lives. And because there is no time and space in the void, they're always, always there.
Mm-hmm.
So what is phenomenal is, well, what is, let me go back. What is normal
Yeah.
is, is
And
seeing,
phenomenal.
well, yeah, I mean, just accessing the records is very, very cool and
Yeah.
empowering and powerful and phenomenal to see all these stories and these lives and these gifts that we've had. And I've certainly seen, people who have been killed by the Inquisitors, been part of the Inquisition, who have been the judges of the Inquisition, who have killed us as witches and, seers, and I've seen us be enslaved. And I say us because I've had a lot of these kinds of lives where enslaved as an oracle, right?
Yeah.
Imprisoned because of your gifts. So that was
Yeah.
really no better than getting killed for it, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Not really. No.
Right?
Yeah. No, that would suck too. They both suck. Yeah.
They
Yeah.
both suck, right? Anyway. But to see some of these really powerful, enlightened, awakened lifetimes showing up, like this life that this person had as a rishi, as an enlightened being. I've never met a rishi before, so I was very excited about it. And the record keepers are really saying this is representative of where we are getting to
Hmm.
finally.
Finally, finally.
Where we right? And let me say that after my 60 whatever years of waiting,
Yeah.
complaining, studying, doing, teaching, writing, I'm like, really? Yay. I think we're really. So to me, it's so exciting to be like to see these enlightened ones show up and be, oh, let's reclaim some of that energy.
Hmm.
What is that going to mean? What does that, how will, and yeah, we can reclaim a lot of our gifts. And the other aspect that I'm seeing show up is a lot of the, really a lot of the dark and the painful stuff.
Hmm.
So, um, I was working with a group just the other day, and someone said, I've got a lot of health issues. I've got a lot of like physical pain and stuff, but nobody can figure out what it is. No, nobody can, help me. No one knows what it is. And what the record keepers have been saying is that because we're so ancient,
Hmm.
because we are truly creator beings, right? So it's almost like imagining um, going back up to the sixth dimension when Gaia was in the sixth dimension, going up to Terra or Tiamat, or up to maybe even, I don't even know what it might have been called in the 12th or 14th dimension. But we were around, but we weren't humans,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
We were creating a world that we wanted to play in. So, as a 14th dimensional angelic being,
Yeah.
I might have said, "Oh yeah, let's take it down a couple notches where we start to forget, where we don't have so much power, where we're living in littler bodies." And I think we took it down and down and down and down
Yeah.
again and again and again till we finally, I'm gonna say, hit rock bottom.
Poor humans. Rock bottom.
I know. Right? Could we make it any worse? I don't really think so. Well, of course, there's always possibilities, but we're playing those games on the planet anyway, right? We are
Yeah.
still, enslavement patterns, total amnesia, and abandonment
Sure.
patterns, programs, believing we've been abandoned here by God or source or our starship or whatever might have
Oh,
left us here, right?
sure.
Um, I know a lot
Sure.
of star seeds feel abandoned, like my starship dropped me off and forgot to come back. Have you ever heard that?
You're just on a play date. It's fine.
Yeah, you're just on a play date. It's just a little longer, 80 years, not really that long, but to us humans.
Yeah.
Um, so all of those patterns and programs, and the way I understand it is that as we kind of release some of the aspects. So if you imagine that you wrote this contract with another, 100 people or whatever, around, let's say 100 people wrote the amnesia program that we will not remember anything when you come to Earth. And all of those 100 people need to kind of wake up again, wake up enough to kind of give back the piece of that contract they're holding, right? It could be a key or some kind of code or some kind of like an energy
Sure. Yeah.
bit,
Yeah.
like a puzzle. I often see them
Yeah.
like puzzles.
Yeah.
I need 100 pieces of that puzzle in order to complete that contract so I can burn the damn thing, right? And so, so as we have come back and we're trying to come to a place where we can maybe give that key back or that puzzle piece back, we're working through stuff. We are having to clear other aspects. We are having to clear some trauma from this life and some of the trauma or story or beliefs or karmic patterns that have also got us very locked down. So those puzzle pieces are not going away really easily.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's the pain that helps us to work through, to awaken, whether it's the, like I was talking about the money, kind of a simple
Yeah.
idea that, you know, why can't I hold on to the money? That's the
Mhm.
trigger for a
Yeah.
lot of people, especially right now on Earth. Um,
Sure.
physical
Yeah, money is.
pain and physical challenges and just weird, we don't know what it is going on stuff. And I believe part of that is the unwriting and unraveling of some of the bigger programs and collective contracts that we're trying to unravel, if that
Mm.
makes sense.
Yeah, no, it totally does.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
that's why to me it's very powerful. And I often will do big group healing because, you
Yeah.
know, when you get a couple hundred people together, um,
Yeah.
then you, if you imagine you're looking for, you know, 50 puzzle pieces and you have, you know, 3,000 people
Yeah.
together in some way or another,
It's easier to
um,
find those pieces.
easier to find those pieces. Exactly.
Okay. Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. And I know you talk about your life purpose and your journey are more malleable than people think. So a lot of the times we kind of think we're like, well, if we have all of these, like if we can access these Akashic records, like maybe my stuff is set in stone, but you talk about it being malleable and we have control over that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yay. I mean, we are big, you know,
Woo!
creator beings. So the truth is that the record keepers always say nothing is written in stone. Your life is not predestined.
Yeah.
You wrote a whole plan, but that doesn't mean you have to follow it, right?
Mm.
And for a lot of us as humans, the challenges is that we come in. Let's just use a religious family as an example. Maybe you come into a very religious family that has a lot of rules, you
Hmm.
know, and and they're, you know, really stopping you from expressing because it's triggered all of your I'm not good enough, right? All of your I'm going to get myself killed if I'm seen. So all of those kind of past lives will get triggered where you're like, I better not speak my truth because those people might burn me at the stake again, right? I mean, you might not think it consciously, but you feel it, right? I like have all these clients who are like, yeah, I know it's so weird. I've been always I like have those memories or those feelings of dying, you know. Um, so we choose, honestly,
Hmm.
to be born into that very religious family so we can unravel and unwrite some of those
Hmm.
old karmic patterns and stories. And we can move past that, through that to a place of love and forgiveness and compassion.
Hmm.
And so that we don't move through it to a different choice, to a different religion, to a better religion, or to anger or upset or even hurt or shame, because all of those are aspects of what we as humans go through and have been going through for these last 10,000 plus years. And so it's coming to the point now, and there's enough light on earth. And again, that's kind of what is showing up when our big seraphim angels or our mermaids her cute little mermaid aspects. I know. Sirius is a very watery world. Sirius A, mermaids, whales, dolphins, all of that. All the rishis, the enlightened ones, all these different aspects. There's enough light that we can start to truly remember that.
Yeah.
And in that remembrance, we are actually unwriting and undoing the old patterns and contracts and programs. And so the good news is that we do write a plan, so there is something to somewhat follow.
Yeah.
And the plan has to do with the purpose. Your purpose is to support those people you said you would support, to learn what you came to learn, to share the wisdom that you've gleaned, to reclaim your gifts and talents, and to share those in the world. So your plan is very much your purpose. But when we get stuck on a story, that's not part of the plan. To feel that we're stuck in shame or guilt or trauma or victimhood, it's important for us to realize, like, I energetically just like to blow that stuff up. Because energetically, when we can, and I teach my students how to blow up emotional pain and trauma in the Akashic Records, because it's source energy. It is the quantum field. And so we can blow it up. Now, you can't blow up random karma that you haven't completed. So I just like to say that because
crap.
I know. But most people, I would say pretty much anyone who's coming to me who wants to learn to, read the records or have a reading, you're awake enough that you have worked through it. It's just now the human mind and the old habits and patterns and collective conscious beliefs that keep us stuck in those stories.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I love it. I just love blowing stuff up. Maybe we should blow some stuff up.
I was just going to say, let's blow some stuff up. That sounds about right. Yeah. I was getting ready for this. I'm like, oh, this feels like it's got a softer energy. I was like putting on this pretty jewelry, but it feels so pretty. And now we're here blowing stuff up and I love it.
I know. It kind of cracks me up because as watery as I am, and all my water, everything.
Yep.
I have a lot of fire because I'm actually seraphim angel, and the seraphim angels are fire angels. And so they are all about the fire. And
this makes sense why I grabbed my seraphonite.
oh my gosh. Yeah.
It's not something I hold on to when I interview.
Here.
Yeah.
Let me see if that's one too.
Yeah.
Mine has a little angelic-y. Whoops. I have to do it right in front of my
there
face.
it is. Oh, that's beautiful.
Let's see if I can get it. Yeah. Pretty interesting piece, isn't it?
Yeah.
But
it really is.
Yeah, time to blow stuff up or burn it. I'm a fan of fire. So, I burn like contracts and different vows and all sorts of different stuff. So what we can do is I'm just going to bring everybody into the records. I'll do a little brief guided visualization to bring everyone into the Akashic Records with us.
Let's do it.
And then we will see what the record keepers want to blow up or burn.
That's perfect. Because I burn all of my documents. I don't shred them. I burn them.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah. Well, that's the seraphim piece. Yeah. I mean, we're all about the fire. True. Right? Truth. Yeah. Truth is just the weirdest thing, right? Because you're just like, oh, well, again, that makes sense, doesn't it?
That makes sense. Like it shows up in the coolest ways. Okay, back on topic, Tanya.
Okay. Good. So just starting with a nice deep breath as we invite our soul to come down more fully present into our physical body. Anchoring all the way down, filling the torso, anchoring down into our hips. and our thighs, all the way down into our feet as we connect to Gaia beneath our feet. And we breathe into our beautiful sacred heart, the combination of your fourth chakra heart and your high heart, your spiritual heart. Opening those two beautiful heart centers and letting them blend and merge and open and expand, creating a beautiful, beautiful, powerful, sacred heart. And we ask the divine lords of unconditional love to help us center fully in this moment as we create this sacred space. Please wrap us in your love and protection and allow us to travel to the highest realms of the Akasha available to us today. Lords of the Akashic Record, please guide us to the deepest truth we can access now. Support us in healing and releasing that which no longer serves on our true path. We give great thanks for your divine love and support on this journey today. So just let yourself feel the beautiful Akashic energy swirling around you. And just say hello to your Akashic record keepers. Remember, you've got a whole team of beautiful Akashic record keepers, Akashic librarians that keep your records for you. And we just, if we wish, if you would like, you would just say yes to any healing that we're going to do today. You can just tell your record keepers that you would like to heal and clear and release that which no longer serves your highest path as we do this today. Beautiful. Okay. So the record keepers want to start by clearing some collective patterns. And again, they're calling enslavement is the word. So patterns of enslavement where we have been enslaved in some way. Some of these past lives we were, slaves, right? We worked fields, we worked houses, we worked wherever, mines, whatever place it was on the earth, we were slaves. So we want to clear all of the contracts, any vows. So I always like to I see those vows as like a parchment scroll. And I see the record keepers kind of make these nice little bonfires for us. So any vows where you vowed never to access your wisdom, your gifts, because it got you killed or enslaved, we want to burn all those vows. We want to burn any vow that we had with other people who enslaved us. So any soul contracts, because they often are soul contracts with somebody. And we write those contracts because, again, we're trying to end something, and it doesn't always work out that way. We want to learn about it sometimes. We may have had slaves in one life and we come back as a slave in another life because we want to have both sides of that experience. So any and all of those soul contracts we want to also burn, release, delete, upgrade, update. If they're from past lives like that, we can just burn them. And any other, we're going to go more into the galactic Akash. Where I would say, right, this is one of that life I mentioned in the very beginning where I was draconian. I had enslaved humans. The life I remember, I literally saw it very clearly. It was tremendously bizarre. I had humans enslaved in caves underground on Earth. And then the very cool thing, it came to me like through a dream, because it was a part of the world where I had these people enslaved. And then the next night I set it up so I could go back and set those people free.
Nice.
And so sometimes we access information that is useful to actually clear and something. But honestly, it's actually much easier to do in the Akashic Records than through a dream state. So any lives where we were anything draconian, it could have been any other, I don't even know, being that had enslaved humanity or enslaved other races. We want to end that because it's still your soul having that experience. And so as that soul, as this aspect of that soul having that aspect experience, we ask our record keepers to clear, release, and delete those contracts with anyone we've ever enslaved or any time we were enslaved by, say, draconians. So we want to burn both sides of those contracts, clear, release, and delete those contracts. And any vow that we make, we often vow to never do things again or to stay hidden or to not be seen. And that is detrimental to us at this time in history, often because we want to be able to get out there and be seen and share our gifts and our wisdom. So when we're afraid to do that, when we're afraid of being hurt or harmed or killed for speaking our truth, all of those hold us back from fully embodying this soul plan that you made this time. So we want to burn those vows, burn those contracts, release both sides of any enslavement or slavery patterns that we have been a part of through all time, space, continuum, any place, plane, dimension. And I just start to see that blowing up like little worlds blowing up. And we're not really truly blowing up those worlds, but we are blowing up those programs and those patterns and those contracts, and the energy, the black magic we use to enslave people, all of that. We're blowing all that up to release it, because when we blow it up, it gets to be recycled right through the quantum, right back through source energy for the highest good of all concerned. Beautiful. Oof, nice. You just kind of see a lot of energy moving and shifting, clearing and releasing. And then we want to take this energy. We're in the quantum void. This is the field of no time and no space. It is pure source energy, no thing and all possibilities. And so realizing and knowing that in your heart, we have recycled the pain and the trauma and that story of enslavement. And we are now open to the beautiful, infinite possibilities of source. And so we let that energy of pure love, peace, grace, light of the divine, only of God, of source, of the quantum, or goddess, definitely. But it's just the pure source energy. And just letting that anchor all the way down into your body on a cellular level. And we ask our record keepers to bring in a higher level of higher level of soul alignment for each person. And we ask our record keepers to help us to reclaim and bring present any gifts or talents from those other lives that we've now healed. Bring those gifts and talents, that wisdom present into your physical body. We ask our record keepers to help us, again, to truly remember our divine truth. You might feel it in your heart. You might feel it in your body. You might feel it all over, almost as a buzzing or tingling. Feels very pure and bright. There's no story, just your truth. And anchoring in on a cellular level for each of you. Beautiful. And so just breathing into that, we give great thanks to our Akashic record keepers for the healing and the wisdom and the updates and the upgrades and the realignments to the highest truth we can now hold. Let me close and lock our records for now, and so it is.
That's a fantastic space to be in.
Yeah, the Akashic record is just peace, right? It's just
Yeah.
love. It's very pure.
Yeah. I know. And I was like, as we were starting, it was like, oh, here, right? Like beauty and strength do go together, right? Like they don't have to be, it doesn't have to be hard and rigid. Yeah. Yeah. And like I like there was like this part where you like got to like zip up. You're like talking about bring in gifts, and it was like that cog that you're talking about, hey, where it starts to align. I'm like, oh, that's a cool feeling.
I love that.
That's
Yes.
a super cool feeling. And now we are blessed enough that you're offering two generous things for everybody. We've got a free gift and then a really, really cool event that you've got going on, the Akashic Knowing. Do you want to tell us more about those?
Yes, yes, yes. So the free gift is a guided visualization that will take you again into your Akashic library. We go kind of more visually into a beautiful marble library and the huge garden behind it. We bathe in the river of forgiveness, which is very profound and fabulous for forgiveness work. And then we come back in and we get to reclaim 3 past life gifts.
Oh,
So
cool.
that guided visualization, which I just call Journey into the Akashic Record, um, and that is free. And then Unchain Your Galactic Soul is a
Wow.
4-hour live workshop I'm doing on September 23rd. So kind
Wow.
of shortly, I know, kind of shortly after this.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, and so I mean, we did 10 maybe minutes, 15 in the Akashic record. So imagine more like 4 hours of that, just going deep into a million different things. And I will be teaching you other tools.
Yeah.
Um, some of the great tools the record keepers have given us. And so all of that is so beautiful and powerful. Again, as we come together, it's just amazing because we get to come together, as a community, as this collective group of souls who have many things in common. And so, yeah, so that's a 4 hour, maybe plus. There will totally be a recording. If you can't be there the whole time or that day, September 23rd, it's only $44 for
Wow.
a very profound healing, right? Whereas if you were
Yeah.
working with me one-on-one, it would be over $2,000 worth of, time and healing. So we can do some amazing, amazing work together.
So it's an
In
incredible
that
deal,
time,
and you get to hang out with cool people.
right? Right. What could be better than that, right?
Like,
What
not a whole
else?
lot, not a whole
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah, I love that. So
Wow.
I'm very excited. I'm so excited to, share more time and energy and space with everyone, and be in service to humanity, because this is really the time for us, all of us as light workers, to step up and do our part,
Yeah.
right? To give back all those puzzle pieces that you don't really want anymore. So that we can
Yeah.
put that puzzle back together and then burn it or blow it up, or
Blow it up and burn it. All
put
for it, baby. Yeah, all
right,
for it.
get rid of those old contracts that no longer serve humanity. I don't know if they ever really serve humanity, but we wrote them. We wanted to experience it. We've been there. We've done that. It's time.
Time to move on, baby. It's time to move on.
Time to
Okay,
move
and
on.
so I do have the links, but for everybody who likes to just know it, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
um Akashic Knowing, right, which you
Hmm.
can read above. Akashicknowing.com is my
Perfect.
website, and you will see all of these things,
Yeah,
right there on my website. And if anyone is interested in having an Akashic record reading with me or one of my certified consultants, that's all there on the website too.
fantastic. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for sharing your experience, your process, and all of your wisdom with us.
Oh, thank you, Tanya. It has been really a joy and so much fun. I love to
Oh,
laugh. Yes,
oh,
so
good. Oh, who
perfect.
doesn't? Who doesn't? Thank you to the audience for being here. Definitely check out like that 4 hour workshop. That's going to be fantastic. And we will see you on the next show. Bye, everyone. Oh, he froze.
I did freeze, and I cannot figure out why, because I am can you hear me? Can you hear me? I mean, I'm hardwired into the internet. It's so annoying. Am I still frozen? Yeah. Let's see. I All I can say is that the dark is pissed. And- are you still there? I don't even know if you're still there. You must be.